The Dallas-Fort Worth area has been growing at a record pace the past several years, becoming one of the fastest growing metro areas in the country. With vast amounts of land unoccupied, new residents are moving farther out. But today we're going to be taking a look at some of the older roads that are being rebuilt to accommodate future traffic demand. What's going on, everyone? My name's Cool Titanium 68, and today we're going to be looking at Interstate Loop 820 East. Now, for those of y'all that don't know what Interstate Loop 820 is, I highly recommend you watch our previous videos going over Loop 820. This video is going to take a deeper dive into another project that lies on the 820 itself called 820 East. With most, if not all of its project being complete by the time this video comes out, we're still going to take a deep dive as to what's on this project. Now, mind y'all, it has been a few months since I have been on this section of 820, and when I was last on here, construction was still ongoing. Now, at a cost of $441 million, this project rebuilt 820 from the 820 State Highway 183 interchange to about 3,200 feet south of Randall Mill Road, right around the start of where the Interstate 30 interchange is now. This also includes State Highway 121 from the 121-820 interchange to about 5,000 feet southwest of Handley-Etterville Road. Now, because the section of 820 was built in the late 60s, right around the same time that, 820 was designated, it hasn't been updated to modern standards, and this project would address the new standards as well as the increased traffic. Now, before we go into the schematics, this project does aim to widen most of 820 to at least 8 lanes. It does correlate with a large amount of 820's eastern corridor to widen to 8 lanes, and this especially includes between pretty much 820 between the 121 interchange and then the State Highway 287, US Highway 287 interchange. Now, north of State Highway 121, Loop 820 was an 8-lane highway leading up to the 820-183 interchange, where the North Tarrant Express lies on. Now, even though State Highway 121 in Northeast Fort Worth is a 6-lane highway, it'll still remain as a 6-lane highway, especially since it recently completed a repaving project about a year or so ago. But with that, let's start getting into the ultimate schematics. So this first one, it kind of starts right off of 820 on the very south side. So this is, let me try and zoom in here. So this kind of starts right where we end, right at Handley-Etterville Road, right off of South Randall Mill Road. So you can see this is kind of the start to where I-30 is, because once you get to here, this is the exit for I-30. That's the entrance back on. But starting south of Randall Mill, I would say that this will still stay as a 4-lane highway, but they're going to add an auxiliary lane to allow the entrance from southbound from Randall Mill and then the exit for Bridge Street / John T. White Road. Now, from here, they are going to rebuild, basically, they've been rebuilding 820 so that it's, farther out, number one, but also number two, it will be a 10-lane highway coming up above the West Fork Trinity River. Now, again, there's no discontinuous frontage roads, and I guess that's just because it's not really feasible to do that, especially since you got a very large bridge that you got to redo. Now, of course, there is an exit for Randall Mill. You got 2 lanes coming in here for Randall Mill, and then you have 2 lanes entering onto 820 from Randall Mill, but it merges onto 1 as it makes its way in. Now, the second schematic, let me zoom in here, kind of brings it in from the first one, and it goes all the way in, I believe. So roll 3, hold on. No, okay, so I'm looking at the wrong place. Okay, so then roll 2 kind of comes off of the bridge here, and what this does is, I believe this is the road. There's no road coming up here, if I remember right. I don't remember if it shows. Okay, so there's a small road called Tennis Circuit that kind of comes down here, and it stops to facilitate these roads here. But again, it's going to be I believe this is a 10-lane highway coming up. And what happens is right before the, new intersection actually for Trinity Boulevard. So it's not going to go so far out just because of all of these windy roads. This is where the entrance and exits to and from State Highway 121 will come from, and there will actually be exits to and from 121 onto Trinity Boulevard as well. But again, 820's lane is going to be shifted out farther south. What could be there? I don't know. I would honestly bet that there might be possible for expansion in the middle, whether it be for like new toll roads. I don't know. I doubt they should put more toll lanes here, but the reason why I would say that is because you can probably see north of Trinity Boulevard is where the I would say the North Tarrant Express is going to be extended a little bit farther down, because they are going to extend this. They're going to extend down onto State Highway 121 as well. There will be new bridges for frontage roads, and it's going to come over on for Trinity Boulevard, and then from here we'll see what the third schematic shows. Again, you got to bring it up to 100. Bring it up to 100%. So this is coming in from here, and this will be the entrance coming in from Baker Boulevard, and then there will be exits. And then entrances coming from Trinity and exiting for, well, Baker Boulevard and West Hurst Streets, depending on which way you go. Now, this will be the new interchange for State Highway 121 over here. So 820, again, it's going to be coming in as a 10-lane high. I think from right here, as it's coming east from there, it's going to turn into an 8-lane highway, because you have 2 lanes that'll be exiting for Baker Street / Hurst Street. And then you will have an auxiliary lane coming in onto 820 that will merge in. That'll turn into a, well, 10-lane highway. Well, that will keep this back into an 8-lane here. Now, when it comes to the North Tarrant Express, I don't know if I call the NTE or if this is just like more Techspress lanes, but the 820 Techspress lanes will merge farther out, because you're going to have 1 lane coming to and from State Highway 121, which we'll look at that on another thing, because that'll be that'll be rule number 5. But again, there's gonna be, I believe this is 2 lanes each direction coming up from the North Tarrant Express that'll come south. Again, there will be an exit for 820. That's what these roads are here, and this will just take you straight onto 121. But it kind of does look a little bit confusing just because of just how much there is. Again, they're gonna rebuild the Bakersfield / Hurst Street interchange, because, well, you don't need this wraparound anymore, and it doesn't make sense to put that there. So they've kind of widened it a little bit so that I believe it looks like there might be some collector distributor lanes here. Okay, so let's see. So coming up from 121, it is a 3-lane highway, but then you'll have 1 lane that you can merge off, and there'll be some collector distributor lanes to get you onto the frontage roads here on the northbound frontage roads. I forgot what exit that'll be. So that'll be the exit for, oh boy, this looks like it's just like Hurst area and Pipeline Road for schematic 3 for these 2. But you'll have a lane coming in here, and you can, and instead of having to take this road, you can actually go underneath and just bypass it. There is going to be frontage roads coming from State Highway 121 that will merge in with the intersection for Hurst Boulevard and Baker Street. And then, yeah, so I think coming in, this is going to be a 1, 2, 3. Looks like it's going to be a 6-lane highway. Well, 6 lanes going to the south, and I believe this is 7 going to the north, because you have 4 coming in from northbound 820 and then 3 coming in from 121. And then you're going to have 2 lanes actually coming from 820 to go onto 121, whereas 4 stays there. And that is because, and I believe it kind of shows it up here, just before the Baker Boulevard 10th Street entrance, you're going to have collector distributor lanes that can either take you onto State Highway 121, which will be the left lane here, or if you go on the right lane, you'll bypass the Baker Boulevard thing and you can get onto the express lane. Well, sorry, you can get onto the frontage roads, which can take you onto 820. And the reason why there's such a big problem here is because this is where the Trinity Railway Express goes. So this takes you from DFW Airport all the way to downtown Fort Worth. But yeah, so that's the reason why there's a big bridge here. And again, on schematic 2, actually no, it's on schematic 1, and you've got the Trinity River over here. Now it comes to schematic 4. Again, it's just going to be a lot of, wait, is there going to be a lot of merging back on? Okay, so the merge point for the rightmost lane happens after the Hurst Boulevard thing. So coming in, there's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be a 12-lane highway, but then after you get to after the Callaway branch, this will merge northbound lanes will merge to a 5 lanes going north, and then because of the auxiliary lane coming in, and this is going to rebuild the bridge. And the reason why they're doing this is because since it's going to be a 6-lane highway, this looks like it's going to be 4. Wait, let me see here. Okay, so these 2 lanes here, the outer 2 lanes are going to be exits for the frontage roads, whether you're going to go westbound or eastbound. So you have 4 lanes here, you'll rebuild that. You'll have 2 going to eastbound 183 and 2 going to westbound 820. Now, as we kind of want to take a look here, if I remember right, is that 1 lane or 2 lanes? Okay, my bad. So it is 1 lane going to and from, like starting off of here. And they're actually going to rebuild this bridge here. They're going to build it over and they're going to bring it into 820. But there's going to be at least one lane, and they're going to redo this part here. Like, and then just before, God, what is this stuff over here? Just before these buildings here, it's going to widen to 2 and it'll split off so that you can either get onto say Highway 121 or take the south down to 820. Now, lastly, as we take a look at say Highway 121, as we come off of here, this is coming to and from 820. Well, yeah, this is coming to and from northbound 820, and this is coming to and from southbound 820. So they've actually built these bridges. I've already been on them. They're pretty nice, and they'll come over here. And and if I remember right, yeah, this is the new bridge over Handley Etterville Road. Again, this is a 4-lane highway because the frontage road merges back onto here, and they're basically going westbound, well, southwestbound to State Highway 121. The the express lanes merge onto 121 before the Handley Etterville Road intersection, whereas coming northeastbound, it'll happen to the south, and then the entrance back onto from Handley Etterville Road going over Big Fossil Creek is where it kind of ends, and this will stay a 6-lane highway. And one of the reasons why it's going to stay as a 6-lane highway is just because it's not really needed as a big highway. I mean, if you're going into downtown Fort Worth from Hearst, I mean, yeah, you could take State Highway 121 going in, or you could just take 820 to 35 west. It's just a matter of what happens from there. Now, as the population in the DFW metropolitan area increases, so has the age of its highway infrastructure. Loop 820 is a prime example of a highway in DFW that hasn't been expanded and or upgraded since its inception in the 60s, and that is what's going on with a lot of DFW's highways, especially a lot of the interstates, as you'll see in future videos. Like I-35's pretty much been going on expansion projects through most of the 2000s and 2010s. I-30 is about to get the rest of their expansion through Dallas County in the next couple decades. The I-30 through Tarrant County is already in the works as well. 35 West is probably about to start expanding soon. I-20 is being looked at to be expanded. And I-45 is an interesting story because technically they probably could, but there's not enough traffic in Southeast Dallas to really warrant that type of expansion. But hey, we'll see how this all goes. And with that, we're going to end the video here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching today's video over Loop 820 East. If you guys liked what you just watched, make sure you guys leave a like and hit that subscribe button down below. If you don't want to miss more content like this or any of our other content on our channel, like our mountain bike and aviation content, as well as any other weather live streams, make sure you guys hit that bell icon so that you'll be the first to be notified when these videos drop, and you'll be notified when the live streams start. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.